Alright, so
I was gonna trash talk about the 12 players.
well, no, that's what you're here for.
Yeah, I know, but
So
all the 12 players that aren't in this cast or in
Oh,
this
okay.
team right now, the ones with thousands of hours.
I've played with both of these teams so far. The Chazz team, I think we will see a Necro ban. Beastmaster is a good ban for Crucial Taunt. He's the off lane. He plays Beastmaster very well. Also annoying hero. Stronk Synergy, they first phase both Death Prophet and Underlord against us, so that's why they're being banned. Though Underlord I don't think needs to be banned that early, but I think JD can say something about that.
Doesn't Crucial play a lot of Underlord?
Sometimes.
No,
I definitely just saw him play it, but I also thought
it's
he was like an Underlord player. I could be wrong though.
Who's the offlaner on Dire? Is it Death Rocket or Nick? I think it's Death Rocket, right?
Death Rocket.
It's Death Rocket.
Do you think
Lord's
Underlord is
his
that much
best
of a
hero.
threat?
Oh, okay.
It's his best hero. Offlane.
Yikes, I didn't ban it, was him.
Yeah, that's
No
why you
wonder we
guys
lost.
lost back-to-back games with an Underlord skater.
Yikes, I didn't know that.
And they get the Night Stalker, so... Night Stalker, definitely one of Crucial's best heroes. Very solid RD2L hero. Just hard to play
I will
against.
say, though, this is a first pick Night Stalker, though, so you can kind of draft around it, right? Wouldn't you want to get, like, tanky supports? You get, like, I mean, Phoenix is an obvious pick if you have any Phoenix players.
I mean, even
I think
just like
Stronk
the
does play
vision,
Phoenix.
even just the vision advantage is really big in RD2L. Like, it's really hard just trying to ward against it, too. Because, I don't know the Hominoid Prime stand-in, but I know Rurik is good at scouting out wards and whatnot.
So notably, this team did pick Phoenix before, but they lost with it. They picked Phoenix Mars.
Pretty sure they're gonna pick Spectre at 7 for Radiant if it's left in the pool.
Tree, what do
And then
you,
eight's
if you see a
gonna
Night
pick
Stalker on the
Viper on
enemy
Dire.
team, if you see a Night Stalker on the enemy team, what supports do you want to play versus that?
It's like anything that doesn't get insta bursted and ran down
Like
really
an
fast.
Ogre,
Or
or-
Ogre's fine. Anything that can front load spells is also fine.
Abaddon Pause 5.
That's
Well,
kind of the
go.
opposite of that. And you don't want kind of hero that's like particularly critical positioning and whatnot. Like
Team is taking a
Oracle,
lot
putting
of time
Oracle
with
into Night
Zork.
Stalker can be really miserable.
It'll be like some Ogre, Snapfire, Jakiro type hero. They're spending a lot of reserve
This
time
team-
on this first pick, though.
Yeah, this team's pulling a skater. They
okay?
just used a minute of reserve time in the first pick.
This seems very weird.
I mean, it's not like they didn't think... Alright, they go with the Snapfire. It's not like they didn't know they were gonna pick a Night Stalker. Like last week...
So this is a little weird,
Treebeard-
right?
Last week they picked friggin' Sven against us first pick, and then second pick Necrophos, so...
Yeah, I was watching those games.
That's definitely something that, like... But you gotta expect a Night Stalker pick here. I'm thinking they just picked Spectre here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, this is a Spectral Sven pick here, right?
Sven's banned.
Sven's banned.
They picked Spectre at 7, and then I think Dire picks Viper at 8. Pretty sure that's how it'll happen.
But isn't this a bad Snapfire pick? Like, doesn't Night Stalker just run into
Oh, they
it?
go for Undying.
Undying?
It's not great.
Interesting.
Yeah. Snap is tanky and can kind of just brawl. So
Snapfire's
Okay, this is
Undying
actually
counter.
You're not a
weird.
walking ult, so it is potentially fine.
So this is actually bizarre because we picked Undying in our games versus them, and they countered it with Snapfire. Like Snapfire was the
Yeah, I
response
don't
to it.
know.
So
Snapfire's good against it.
You just gave Snapfire like another useful tool.
Yeah.
It's not just sitting on backline.
I'm just
and
surprised
ulting,
they.
which is really what you want against Night Stalker.
Well, especially because Snapfire, like the little shredder skill, is kind of useless as a support. But if you just use it on the tomb every fight now.
Yep.
So now Snapfire actually has 4 skills as a support.
Radiant team back.
That's the 4 Darkseer again, I think.
I think it was 5 Darkseer, right?
Oh, was it
Or-
5?
I don't know.
Played
Well,
pause 4.
Either way, it
Darkseer.
was Nick.
Played pause 4.
It was Nick's Darkseer, and then Bob Ross
yeah.
and Snapfire. So
Okay.
Yeah, they banned
it's
both
kind of
these
weird
heroes.
picking both your supports, but maybe Radiant thinks it's an offlane,
Seconds remaining.
even though they've
I
only.
mean, they
picked a
probably
support.
this tells me that they think the Darkseer is gonna get banned, right?
Probably. I mean,
We actually banned most.
it's a good combo with the Snapfire, but I don't know.
Dire team ban.
Like, it allows you to get away from the
Void.
Night Stalker silence. Nope.
Void ban, so they're banning the Snapfire Void combo.
Yeah, Yumi's a really good Void player.
I do like Darkseer in both these heroes.
Wait, why are you?
In
The
general.
heck? Why are you using the RD2L Masters stream?
Why not?
Why not use normal stream?
Free promotion.
Yeah, we just like to have a lot of content running and just, you know, finals of a division. It's pretty hype.
Yikes!
Scared of being negative.
Yikes!
Okay,
I don't.
getting
I
rid of
kind of don't like that,
10
but
seconds
Alright, I
remaining.
don't care what
Hold
your
on.
opinion.
touche.
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Spectral band here.
I know these guys like play these heroes, I just don't feel excited. Like an opening Snapfire Darkseer, you know? Or it's
Yeah,
like that,
I would
that
just-
last team opening on like Sven Necro, I at least know that Spida's like plays probably 1,000 OMR above his OMR. Or
Well, I will say, right, this
whatever.
is a good this is a good Doxio pick because they have 0 stun so far. So if you surge someone, that's gonna run away.
kind of. It doesn't
I mean,
like,
Void is a
make up for the
stun.
fact that it's a 4 Darkseer, I feel like. There's just kind of some fundamental issues
Well, I'm
there,
saying
but-
like imagine your carries. Undying goes on him, uses Tombstone, Night Stalker goes on him, and you just surge him. He just
Yeah,
leaves.
you're not wrong. Like, it definitely does something. It's still bad, I think.
He's actually gold on Doxio, if I recall, though. That is one thing
Yeah,
that
this
guy's a
comes
gamer.
to playing. Not sure it matters, but
I'm curious if he like normally plays it offlane, and then he's just been demoted to 4 on this team because he's one of the lower MMR players, but he's still just playing Darkseer anyways. Or if he's actually just like a 4 Darkseer enthusiast.
I wonder if they're gonna try to pick like an Alk or something on Radiant now that Fen Spectre both banned.
5 seconds remaining.
That's another hero that, like, this whole the Radiant's entire game plan is just 4 players running around while 0 Point just farms it up. And so any sort of those
They
heroes
actually-
that can come back from a bad lane and just hit creeps and come back to the game very well, is going to be one that they're going to prioritize this game.
yeah, like in all series, they
10
just
seconds
picked
remaining.
They picked Medusa versus us, and that was kind of a surprise, and he did pretty
5
well on it.
seconds
Like,
remaining ban.
I mean,
I think
also
they
went,
definitely
like,
can
90
find a
minutes.
hero. Wasn't that? Yeah, granted. I'm just saying. It seems like they can find and pick like niche heroes for him.
Deuce
Also was a good
Deuce
Medusa.
is kind of
Well, the-
risky here, just because you do kind of get disengaged from the exact same way as like just running away from Night Stalker, Dirge,
5
Dusa,
seconds
especially
remaining.
backed up by
Oh.
Surge, or like
If we want to look at the series they played versus
Dire
us,
team pick.
other heroes they could pick so far they picked already are Anti-Mage. They could pick Anti-Mage of Doxio, but they also have stuff like Spin.
I mean,
Spin's gone.
they didn't ban the Alchemist. I would assume an Alchemist pick coming out from Radiant. You don't go the
10
Radiance build
seconds
anymore,
remaining.
so Darkseer not that big of a deal, honestly.
5 seconds remaining.
Buying AC kind of sucks, but it's not even necessary,
mean,
and maybe not
A lot
the
of
end the world
carriers will
either.
buy AC
Yeah.
too, so it's not like it's that big of a deal.
It's just you're gonna hit
Yikes.
that you're gonna hit that spike with that
Yeah.
item plus 2 other items or whatever. And
Like, you might
Notably,
have
they were
Radiant BKB AC by the time Darkseer has like
Radiant
arcane
team
boots,
pick.
so
yeah, that's true. It is not gonna be
Tide
pretty farm
Hunter,
Darkseer.
so
yeah, Dire
can't pick
definitely going for
Underlord,
a
just pick
bunch
Tide
of,
Hunter.
definitely going for a bunch of like just big team fight ultimate on Dire.
But
Press
picking
R
this
and try
for
to
someone
win the fight.
dying sounds a little sad.
10 seconds.
I think
remaining.
Nyx is very good for Radiant right here. I know Rick
5
plays it.
seconds remaining.
Does this seem like a Rook hero?
I think they
What?
Does this seem like a Rook hero?
I mean, he's played it multiple
Doesn't
times
Rick
this
just
season.
play
This season?
anything?
Okay. I mean, he'll play anything, but that's
But
not
he's-
a hero I'd
he's
want
played-
to see him play. I don't know.
Tiny, Lion, and Nyx, I think, multiple times.
Can we
I think
message
it's
him
very
and have
good
him
against
play
all.
Treant?
It's very good against all these Dire heroes so far, so. Do you have the break on the Tidehunter as well, just for a free kill? The any +1 that's not
I think-
undying.
I think the nice part is we're gonna have a quick draft because they'll have no reserve time left at this point.
Well, we
I
already
think
went,
they
we
just
already
use
went
the
through all the
rest of the
reserve
draft.
times. It's on a quick draft. We've already been sitting.
That's what
here
I'm
for-
saying. We'll have a quick draft after this.
We're gonna have a quick second half of the draft after a very long first
Yeah.
half of the draft.
Team pick.
Yeah.
They go for the Jug.
Dog?
Drow was still in the
Uh,
pool, technically. The Drow and Dying lane very strong.
Well,
but-
they want like a really hard carry type hero for him, right? They don't want something that's gonna maybe fall off.
I mean, Drow can still like just AFK farm for 5 minutes and 10 minutes and come out
10
really strong. So.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. I guess I'm still thinking of the Medusa they
5
did before.
seconds remaining.
If you're Dire, you see these heroes, you want a hero, you probably pick your carry here. Terrorblade's still in the pool, but it's probably not a good Terrorblade game.
What do they pick AM again?
Oh, Arkwood.
Oh, awkward and Yui plays this.
I guess
This
they thought it would be
is-
banned last phase. Because Radiant's definitely not going to pick it.
This is an okay awkward and play game. I think it's.
I mean,
I like it.
I
I,
think
like
Nyx
picking
is
awkward
still
and
very good.
Undyne.
Remaining.
I think it's not super exciting into
5
Jug or Night
seconds
Stalker,
remaining.
plus 2 unknown picks. That doesn't feel great.
I think Nyx is definitely the
Well-
pick here. Like, you just go under one of his Wraiths, 2 in Carapace, and then he's just stunned
yeah.
for 2.4 seconds.
Yeah,
Maelstrom-
definitely.
or
That
Maelstrom
that is one
procs or
thing
whatever.
I've played Nyx into. I've played awkward and versus Nyx, and it is annoying because he just
Radiant's
runs into
team
wraiths
back.
and stuns you.
I guess they're saving it. I guess they thought the Ember was going to get banned. Ember, pretty good against Dark Warden.
Yeah, they have 3 cores that are pretty good at diving.
Ah,
I like Storm more personally, but that's just because I play Storm. But
I
10
think
seconds remaining.
Embo's good because you kind of want to fight a lot
Dire
earlier,
team
and Storm I think kind of wants the game maybe a little later. But
Radiant's
regardless, I
team
think the
back.
Night Stalker was going to be the main one to pressure arc.
yeah, so what we're looking at the
Last pick a mid for Dire, and it's going to be
Pizza
a
Junior
support
hero,
for Radiant,
right? I think it's a Yumi Arc Warden. So
Yeah.
10 seconds
What does
remaining.
Pizza Junior play here?
5
I think
Oh,
not
he played
taking, not
Lina
taking the
before, he plays
opportunity
Wind
to
Ranger.
second pick your carry here kind of shoots him in the foot. They're like kind of running out of heroes.
neither team has banned Necrophos, by the way. So
Dire team
they
back.
banned the Invoker here.
Yeah.
So I know Pizza Junior plays Necrophos as well.
Are they just gonna do like carry arc?
Oh.
Also, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
possibility.
pause 1 arc for the Dire probably.
Okay.
I think Necro's really good for.
Depends on the lane
for-
though. 'Cause it can still be.
10
They can put it in the other
Yeah,
lane.
I
though.
think.
I think it'll be Yumi either way.
Well, I was
They
just
could do
saying, I
Yumi
think.
mid.
I'm trying to think of the name.
They have to pick Nyx here, right? Like they didn't ban it either.
The
It just stops so much.
I definitely agree.
Mhm.
The only thing I'd say of Nyx, I guess, is you'd have damage issues, but he's like the perfect counter to Doxio.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
What?
The 4 Magnus, I think. Unless it's the 4 Ember, they could be styling on them with the Ruric 4 Ember, but
But this actually, you're right, JD. Like I forgot Snapfire versus Nyx, Doxia versus Nyx.
I think
This
Nyx
is like
is
the perfect
definitely-
Nyx game.
Remaining.
it was the best Nyx game because you interrupt so much. Because even if Tide Ravages, like
Yeah.
you stun him with Carapace, but they go for the Magnus instead, and Dire having 5 seconds going to pick their hero, and it's the
Lina?
Wind
Wind
Ranger.
Ranger. He should have played this before.
Yeah, so it's the Pizza Junior,
It is
Wind
Rook
Ranger.
Mag.
They're going to run the 4 Magnus.
Shout out to Rook. How do you even say his name properly?
Rook.
Reich?
It's Rook.
Keep
Ruric.
messing it up. Rook.
It's Rook.
Rook,
Just-
being
you
the
don't
only
even,
real
like,
stun on
pronounce
his
the Y.
team. Rook.
I like Dire's draft a little bit more here.
I think in terms of comfort, Dio's like 4
I
out
think
of 5
Radiant's a
comfort
better
heroes.
team, but I think Dire has a better draft here.
I just don't know what this 4
Uh,
mag is actually gonna do. I don't feel like it's gonna be that
I'll agree with
much.
Dio. What do you think, Tree?
Really just don't like the Magnus pick. I think the rest of the draft looked fine. Durgus countered pretty hard here though. You don't really fight around Tombstone very well. Mag is just not gonna do anything like when these heroes want to brawl. I don't think your cores are strong enough to fight in the mid game the way they want to with these 2 heroes. And then at some point this game, Arc Warden things probably just happen.
Yeah,
Is
they
worth
banded-
noting. Bob Ross did win the EST-Tuesday finals last season. Maybe he can do it the second time in a row.
True.
I'm so sad that I got R-Corden banned against me, against this team, both games last week.
Thanks.
They were scared.
I think
of it.
they did you get banned against
Yeah, Rook's
me?
going to safe lane. I like that a lot better. He doesn't do anything against a double range lane. As a 5, you can actually threaten these heroes and just kind of do more generic.
Isn't this worse because the Undying has nothing versus a double range lane?
No, that's fine. You give your NS a lane, which is good.
I'm just saying, I think Undying versus Awkward is like great for Awkward.
Yeah, I don't think it's the issue. I don't think the ranged heroes are the issue. I think it's the fact that you're playing it from the off lane, which is kind of the harder
Why
lane
does
to remove
Yumi have a
down.
ring of region on Awkward? Help.
They can kill the R-Corden just the same with these two heroes.
They don't even
Cancel the stream,
depending
Tree.
on what's happening.
Cancel
They don't
the
even
stream.
need to wait till 5 minutes. It kind of just depends on lane equilibrium. It's just harder to do this from the off lane. This
Why
snap
does
has an
this-
Uve, and we're just
Why
not
does
going
this
to
guy
talk
have
about that.
region?
Look, I've already seen 2 worse starting at in build skater, so I'm just not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Tidehunter has a great starting build. That's all I have to say.
Oh, you say you saw 2 worse starting builds than that?
Nah, just 1, I guess.
Let me see. I think the mids are good.
The battle begins.
Mids are fine. I don't like the ring protection
Why
on
the
NS that
win lane?
much. Skewer? Rook? Hello?
Oh,
Yumi
you
didn't.
with them both, you're right.
He 100% had the double
No
skewer
tail would
there.
have skewered them.
What?
No tail
Yumi
would have
didn't
skewered
put
them.
any spark wraiths on the runes, so maybe just not thinking it's enough
Okay.
damage to ward him off.
Rook not going for that. It's also concerning me.
I feel like the strat for
5
safe
mag
lane
is one of
Awkward
those like
is
very specific things where you want to know how to like do the like skewer tricks and whatnot.
supposed,
You know.
supposed to like mass spark rate that and get like a clarity.
Garrus doesn't really cost you
God,
anything.
I hate this Snapfire taunt, and he uses it all the time.
Why
Oh, that's a weird place to walk.
why does Snapfire have over Venom?
Yeah, we're
Slow down the Undying.
not sure.
Whoa. Also,
The mistake tree,
Yep, skewer.
it-
bottom lane.
Skewered spun on this 4 Darkseer, so. I mean, it's classic
Looks like-
Darkseer before level 2. He just gets spun on. Like, yeah,
Like,
once he hits level 2, you can run away from the jug, but before that, you can't.
Also, just Rook actually using abilities, which is pretty blessed.
The point, yeah, Rook and his Magnus is coming through with the kill.
Honestly, if you're 4 Darkseer here, okay, taking the small camp, that's something, I guess. I almost wonder if
Love
you
when
take,
my
if you take
support
Surge
level 1
level
jungle
1 and just
happens.
like pull waves.
I mean, it's unironically
He
probably the
did it. I don't
better.
even know what. He's a quelling blade. What?
Undying dead top.
He-
Undying died with half mana pool. You hate to see it.
I mean, the
Yikes.
first time you walked up in the lane was really sketch.
This guy's dead also.
Nice
He's gonna get
fuckers.
spark rate. Oh, wait.
Dead too because he
Yeah,
didn't run.
he's got
Or
mana.
no, he's fine. He's fine.
He might have had
Spark rate,
or
spark
not.
rate.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't
He
even
ran
need it.
towards.
He didn't here though.
He had
He
to
didn't
cover.
What?
run the other way. He didn't run towards his teammate that was TPing. I think the rest of the flux damage would have worn off.
He had to. he
Meanwhile,
had to follow
bottom,
them,
the
though.
Doxio's continually to farm the small camp.
He's almost level 2. He's getting there.
I mean,
This is
the Magnus is just gonna be there the whole time, so it's kind of rough.
Yeah. You're not
mid lane
accomplishing
check.
that much.
Dead even in the mid lane, 10 to 10 about.
And now he's pushing the wave with Ion Shell, so.
Tell you, if I had this in
I
my
just
lane,
like that
I'm
both-
running it down.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hey, Treebeard, let's queue together. Okay, I'll play pause 4. Okay, Skater, I'm sure you've got a good idea. Once the game starts, actually, I'm pause 4 Doxio.
You want to do a skid?
Yeah.
Nice. No kill.
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
by the way,
going on?
Surge-
Get me out.
Surge lasts 3 seconds now at level 1.
Where's he going?
Is he dead?
He's got
He's gonna get
Skewer.
Shockwave.
Shockwave, excuse me.
You should.
Oh,
What
was
was
that?
that?
Oh, no.
Attack range?
What was that range?
Alright. Oh. Rick should have gotten the courier there, I think.
You could have pushed him back, I think, but I don't know if it's a kill.
I mean, dragging him doesn't.
I probably would have
you
been a
don't-
kill.
You didn't have spin yet, so.
No, I think
I
he
mean,
would have had
meanwhile,
spin though. He could have ran. Could have kept up and used
Meanwhile,
spin.
this
I think.
His
Arkwarden
boots
has like
on-
no last hits top.
But there's boots on Tide, no boots
Yeah,
on Tide.
top.
Wouldn't have worked.
This is a disaster top.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see.
Honestly,
I guess the issue is
in a game like
They
this,
can't
I would
bottle.
I'd much rather play Arkwarden mid against Spidez than safe hunt against Crucial, if I'm being honest.
When he's playing Night Stalker,
I
I don't
think
think so. It's a free lane.
Free lane for
well,
Arkwarden?
the problem is, yeah.
I mean,
The
Dirge is
problem
annoying,
is-
but Night Stalker's like free, right?
I mean, you'd
The
think,
problem is,
but
like,
Pre
if you look
yeah.
at last
like
hits, I don't
pre-5
think that's
minutes.
free.
I mean, he's just a better player, right?
I think the
I
the
mean,
problem
yeah, to be
is
fair,
Night
but
Stalker is like tons of sustain.
also-
Like it's hard to. You have to actually like push him out of lane somehow. You can't just like slowly auto attack him. Like Ark's auto attacks are doing like nothing to him, basically.
I mean, Crucial's also a lot better than me, so that's also why I would do that.
Sure, sure.
I'd pick JD over Crucial.
I wouldn't.
And I'd
Crucial's,
lose.
Crucial's ownage. I mean, he's also literally like Divine 3, so...
I can't.
Crucial's the
Can't
best
disagree
offlaner
with
in
my loss
Tuesday this
Crucial.
season, so...
Yeah, how did you lose your game, Skater? What happened?
He picked mid sniper
Oh,
game
Oh,
2.
right,
and
yeah,
then,
I saw some of the sniper game. And
not
I
gonna
was
talk
very-
about game
very
3.
confused.
Skater, it's
Talk
a
about
bad
another
hero.
series.
I mean, I'll talk about my series all the time. We sucked.
Wait, what's not to talk about game 3 quickly? Then I can set it off after.
Oops. Got some monkey padding there. He's fine. Just walk it off, brother.
Because Undying has a point he
Top
hasn't
lane they're
used
fighting.
yet. And now he used it on Soul Rep, so... I think with level 2 Soul Rep, he almost dies on Arc.
Imagine just like winning your lane and then this fucking Darkseer just rotates to it and ruins it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Unbelievable. He's just sitting here. No, Yumi's just gonna make 3rd XP. This is so sad.
I feel bad.
You're not doing anything.
And the worst part
Darkseer
about
being
this,
here does not make any difference.
Dire's courier.
yeah.
Hey, he's got himself Ion Shelled, come on. He's pushing the wave into
He's
the
actively
Radiant
detrimentally.
hero.
He's pushing the
given
way he
12
actually
strength.
is.
And he's pushing the lane to Crucial. Holy shit.
This is like one of these pubs where your support Pudge dies bottom a few times and he says, okay, I'm coming top. And you're like, no, don't come here, please.
He just sits in the trees, misses one hook, and just
Yeah.
AFKs those hooks off cooldown.
Exactly.
I mean, as far as last hit goes, Radiant's doing pretty well.
Juggernaut is
Mid-
I'm
skipping
waiting
his
for the
routes.
mids to do something. I'm waiting for the mids to do something because right now mid's been like neither player is doing stuff right now. So
I mean, Yuumi has 3 kills, which is nice, but
The annoying thing is now he's like being a tri-laner and he's under-leveled because Snap's been taking all his
I mean, with
XP.
the start both of these teams are having, I think Radiant's favored because Jug's gonna farm and come online a lot faster than Arc is gonna farm,
I love the
and then they're
dire
gonna be able to
lane.
fight a lot.
Archon carry versus Archon off lane. The 1v1 of legend.
Oh, the Magnus rotation by Rook,
Top lane is just a brawl.
Rook carrying the team.
Oh, he's fast.
The Surge, no counterplay.
Really deep for this Darkseer, though.
But he's dead. He's a possible Doxio, no levels.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I mean, I think
they committed 3 heroes for that, and
this is kind of what all teams just didn't do. Like they're punishing this Doxio pick so hard.
By doing
Right.
something.
by
Well, I'm saying
Uh,
in all Doxio game, in all series, like the Doxio just got a free lane somehow.
Dire's middle tower.
And in this game, like
like if
Doxio
you're
had to leave bottom because he was feeding.
I feel like if the enemy support Darkseer's having a free game, then
You already
you
lost.
might have larger issues.
I mean, maybe
Well, yeah.
with a different offlane hero, like just sticking Island Shell on him and let him go to town or whatever. I can see that working. Tide's
Well,
not,
yeah, I'm
like,
not
the
gonna-
dream
I'm
hero
not
for
gonna-
that though, right?
Especially
I'm not
if
gonna
like
try and say.
Tide isn't super.
I'm not gonna try and say
player.
what happened or whatever. Oh, bottom lane, Jug. Jug is trying to leave.
Right?
He's being.
No, he has Focus Fire on him. Never mind.
Looks like he's dead.
A little slow on the TPs there, but.
The solid gank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now they're putting the Arc Ward in mid, but he's like just getting run at by an Ember Spirit.
Dire's middle
So I'm not
tower
gonna say
is
anything
under
about what
attack.
happened in All Series Game 3, except Game 2, but the Doxio won the lane. That's a whole. I don't know how or why or what, but
All right, those were not the
This
best
game-
remnants from Spidez, and now he's dead.
oh, what is this? A teleport? No. Very ambitious teleport.
He kind of just triple remnanted and only hit one of them.
Yeah, if
On
you,
an
if
Arc
you
Ward.
miss the
Yeah,
remnant,
that was-
like, you give up, you leave. It's okay.
I mean, Arc Ward might
I
just
think
be-
he triple remnant.
Oh.
If you triple, you're just done.
I mean, yeah, that's why he tried to TP.
People
'cause he
know how to. People know how to play against Awkwardin, apparently.
Radiant's courier has been
I mean, it's
killed.
just the fact that like Arc Ward had an okay start, but he has that 27 last hits now.
I really think you're overestimating
Yeah,
how
this
good his
is
start was. He just
forgivable.
had kills. He never, like, hit. 'Cause the
I
problem was
mean,
he wasn't getting XP, right? 'Cause he
At
just has a
like
hero
the
sitting in his
4-minute
lane.
mark, it was fine because he had like 3 kills or something crazy. But then like the Darkseer TP'd to where he didn't get XP, and he already wasn't getting last hit, so he was not like, getting a lot of gold.
Well, he was also sitting on literally 50%
I think-
XP because his snap never left the lane. So it was like already bad.
I think
before
the big
Darkseer
issue
came.
is also like. The big issue is this Nightstalk was gonna get a free game and he's gonna shut down the Arc.
Never refuse gold given.
I mean, it's just the issue with going like a safe lane Arc Ward, and even when we played it, I think we played it against this Dire team. We played safe lane Arc Warden, and Sev just kind of had a rough start.
Yeah. That's the,
Just 'cause
the
of-
hard
Middle
games of
tower
Arc
is
Warden.
under attack.
What games are hard if you don't have a bad start?
I mean, I feel like an RD2L, a mid Arc Warden is just a lot easier to pull off, unless like you have a really good safe lane.
I think the problem
Sad,
here is
I
that
remember the
it's like
days.
looking at the draft, like you already saw like 2 of those heroes that were not super exciting. Now you have this problem.
I
like,
remember
where you
when I
lane,
used to play
right?
mid Arc Warden.
It's not RD2L specific.
Feels
That's just
bad.
kind of like a fundamental problem with the hero.
They're ganking bottom and Buskiewicz teleporting in.
They don't have Ravage still, right? Oh, it's back up basically.
Oh, he's not doing anything. So he doesn't have chain, so he can't actually really kill one ranger. But he's gonna stop the push, it looks like. This is a pretty good play, right? He's stopping the siege engine. The siege is gonna get killed right here. Basically nullifies the push for now.
I mean, the longer
Really
these
good
Dire,
teleport.
the longer the Dire towers can stay alive, the better. Jug's taking
That's
a really
actually
big
one thing
ancient
I'll
stack,
say.
almost dying to it, but I think they
Oh.
got it.
I don't think
But
the
he's gonna
Ember
get a
should
lot
have
of
been
bombs
here.
from that. Mid lane, they're fighting. Nice
kill.
Nightstalk went down.
Radiant's middle tower.
kill?
I mean, it's a lot of space for Arc top. He almost has Midas
Yeah.
now.
And it's not just them making space, it's like, the problem was they showed Ember bottom, which means like NS has been sitting mid and then Ember shows bottom instead of Jug. Like, if Jug is in the jungle somewhere, now Arc just goes wherever the other 2 aren't, and he actually has an okay lane. And he gets to
Yeah.
recover.
Jug took a big ancient stack, but yeah, it's a lot of.
Yeah,
Can I
he's
take a-
really, he's probably really farmed, right? Yeah, I guess
Can I-
you're not unhappy about that, I guess.
Can I take a moment and ask why there were 4 raindrops in this game?
As opposed
Is
to
that
like,
a lot or
8?
too little?
It seems like a lot. I feel like I don't see this item that
I
often.
think people don't buy it enough.
Dire's
I don't
top
see
tower
why
is
you would
under
get
attack.
raindrops in this game either.
Wait, who's the 4th hero?
Undying,
Oh, I see.
Magnus,
Snapfire has
Arc
one.
Warden, and Snapfire.
We'll eat
Under attack.
a snap combo, or you'll
Like,
eat
I
a
don't- why does
power
Arc
shot,
even have-
which is fine.
Skater, do you know why Arc
just
has
eats,
raindrop?
it eats half a Night Stalker nuke, like that makes a difference.
Is
between
it just for
living
the
and dying.
mana you're saying?
The mana is not
I mean-
bad, and if it makes you live once, it's worth it.
The clone gets its own raindrop, Skater.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
It looks like
like a full
copied the
duration
main,
one?
doesn't it?
Or is it just the same as
I mean,
whatever
it
is?
copies the main, but every time you use the clone, it copies the main again. It's not like BKB
Okay,
where the
okay.
clone has its own.
tower is
So
under
if you have like, right now he has 1 charge of raindrop, even if he uses clone and that 1 drop gets used, he'll still have it on the clone next time he uses it.
Interesting.
That's why it's really good on Arc.
Alright, Darkseer has a lane to farm now. God bless.
Mid lane, they ravaged Imbo Spirit.
shit.
Imbo's
that
alive.
was a
Oh,
little
power shot,
early.
power shot.
Radiant's bottom
He doesn't
tower
have a point in
is under
Gush.
attack.
Kill it.
Radiant
Oh, this is
structures
a
Sorry,
random
there was no
field,
power
yeah.
shot.
Oh no, Treebeard, he has the Gush damage, but no Gush.
Oh no! No!
I remember people used to do that with like the Alchemist Fun talent. They take it at 10 and then just not have the stun. I was like, why doesn't he have Gush? He's level 10.
Oh man, that's so good. I've never seen that.
Oh.
tower is under attack.
Come on, Kraken points though,
You
because
know what Clear would
chunky.
say here?
Big soul.
Clear would be like, this is so sad.
Oh, he lived. That's pretty good. I don't know. I think a 4
Why
staff
the
or a
Gush
mech.
talent? No!
I think a 4 staff or a mech would have been a lot better than a blink this game. Like, just if you're a blink offlaner against Undying, it feels so bad actually.
Dire's middle
Like
tower
those
It's like
zombies will
they're-
catch you from so far away, even if they can't see you, and they'll just ruin your entire thing. Also, there should be a double here protecting this, I think.
Looks like
I
Radiant
know
is
it's on
trying to
cooldown,
send
but-
4 to take mid. Bob Ross is gonna have to leave.
I think the Jug should have connected here if they wanted this tower.
Yeah.
He did have Omni, I think that would have been good.
Yeah,
This
the
Jug
Jug's,
actually
Jug's
is a
really
huge
strong
lead.
on the map right now. I'm not really
I
sure
mean,
why he's not
we're
doing
2,000
anything.
just farming
gold
these or just stacking these ancients over and over as well.
If this is how this guy plays in this team, where he like doesn't really join fights or do anything, I don't know why he doesn't have a battle fury right now.
I'm not sure.
I don't
Because
think
he's got a Magnus.
But who cares? Like what? It's
Need a battle fury for
RD2L.
Magnus?
If you're an RD2L and you're like not gonna do anything, just buy a battle fury. Like who cares? You're not gonna get punished for it.
True. I had a Battle Fury Ursa in my Masters game yesterday.
Very cool.
Just because, like, we were owning and then he was like, I'm just gonna go Battle Fury. And then he did.
Because like, he's supposed to have been solo farming for the last, I don't know, 8 minutes or whatever, wherever like the lanes kind of broke down. How many times do you think he's been empowered there? Like twice? Maybe 3 times?
I'm
This
probably a
is
little bit
rough,
more because
though.
Rurik's
He's,
been, like, around him.
Radiant
a
power
lot.
player. I'd just
I
like
mean,
to say,
Night
Tide
Stalker-
Hunter still does not have Gush leveled.
Night Stalker's 6th
He's
in
not had
network
the level
now,
yet.
so it's kind of been slowing down for Crucial's game. I know it's just at nighttime again, but
He kinda
Yeah,
had-
because if you look,
he didn't really find anything. He was just kind of sitting mid, and they didn't like try to use Dark Ascension for anything, or they weren't successful
he had to-
anyways when they did.
he had to be like the active core on Radiant, almost, because like Jug's
Well,
farming, Ember's
you-
kind of just farming as well.
Well, then it comes down to
If
like
you
that
look,
stuff,
like,
like how
Jug is
Ember is defending the safe lane instead of the Jug doing it. You know, like you just want to run around with both of those heroes.
mid lane,
Oh, this is rough.
mid lane, Ravage you, Night Stalker ult, Night Stalker dead.
I guess they got the tower, but
That's if you're a Dire there, that's a good kill, but they still needed to try to keep that tower alive. Like, there's no reason why. Like, I think Arkward needs to have 1 point in bubble just to prevent that, or at least deny it here.
No points in bubble, no.
if I have an Arc Ward and
Yeah,
try
I
to AFK
see.
farm and I have a 4 Darkseer, I am very happy that it takes my opponent 16 minutes to kill the tier 1 mid.
I mean, yeah, but also that was a.
Kill for me.
I don't know why Dire's fighting still without Ravage. Like, they're behind the tier 1 tower there.
Classic play. You use Ravage and then run down mid and die since you don't have
They're
Ravage.
going after the Arc Warden now.
They're bringing Jug into the game, which is really good.
He does have Omni for this also.
And
The
Bob
Armor's
Ross
gonna
will
find-
take it, so that's pretty good.
Rika's
I think
blink.
Yuumi.
Oh,
Never mind, Yumi's
they'll go
done.
for all down to you know.
Where did they see him? Was it just Night Stalker?
I think it was Night Stalker vision.
Oh, Night Stalker, Night Stalker. Night Stalker was heading like top, and then he saw.
They were.
the
I mean, they
Arc
saw
Warden.
the clone too, but
Yeah.
they ran straight by the Snapfire. Like, literally 4 heroes ran straight by her to kill.
Really good target. That was actually really good target prioritization. I was gonna say that they see the snap and Arc Warden, but they just run past the snap.
I mean,
Very good.
we could probably get both, but Snap probably doesn't provide a
Snap.
lot right now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, Arc almost at his Maelstrom. If he goes bots after Maelstrom, I'm going to be very sad.
You don't like bots after Maelstrom?
Gator, his team's getting pushed in. Or is he going to TP2 at all this game?
I guess there's 2 ways you can think of it, because you could also have it the split push pressure being like it could defend. It could at least pressure the enemy. I mean,
I mean, it's a really rough split push game.
Is under attack.
What did you learn?
Feels
Like-
surprising. I think it's the. I don't
There's
know
a-
what's happening, but somehow the goal lead's not getting bigger.
I mean, it's arc
The
warden
arc
mostly.
warden effect, yeah.
It's not
Plus,
like,
like,
check his.
Plus,
nope,
Crucial's
nothing
hit like
special.
20. Crucial's hit like 20 creeps in the last 10 minutes. So if he's not getting kills, he's not progressing his farm at all.
He didn't
Plus,
really,
he's going
he, didn't-
to
he
Ags.
just went going straight to Ags really hurts him because he doesn't have like a transition item that makes him strong here. He's just got these like random stats in his
okay.
inventory. He's like
And
not
he's
that much
had,
stronger
like-
than he was 10 minutes ago.
He's had these two components for like
Power
5
spike
minutes.
alert.
So
Really hurts his game.
Power Spike alert. The Wind Ranger has her MKB. Hopefully, he should do something now.
Very good. She needs a BKB pretty bad too. I hate these games.
Darkseer also has a mech. Darkseer has
I
a
mean-
mech and is actually closing in on Guardian Greaves.
Very
Treebeard,
cool.
the same thing kind of happened to Tint in your Masters game too, where like he had super early like a couple pieces of the Ags and then just didn't get the other ones for a
Ravage?
bit.
Yeah. The item's like kind of a trap. Like it's so good, but
I mean, it pretty much is. Like, if I play Night Stalker, I at least try to get one item for that. Also, Ty's just kind of sitting here.
No,
Tombstone?
it's so sad. It's
Big
Tombstone.
smoke.
The smoke fuse.
Now he TP.
Oh my god, what's happening? Go back to the Tombstone, hit the Tombstone. No.
God, he has so many zombies on him. People just forget
I like
that
how
you
he
can.
turned away from the Tombstone. He turned from the Tombstone and he's like, no, turn back. And then he turns, he was like, at that point he couldn't decide if he wanted to hit
Well,
anymore.
People forget that you can decrypt the tombstone, or not decrypt, soul rip the tombstone. It goes back to full.
Yeah, it's so
Even
good.
Tint and Fox got baited by that during your Master Series, and so it was just a free double kill.
yeah, they had some kind of rough lanes.
They seem to know their Roshi. Let's see if they can do anything. Dio is
Another
setting
game
up.
two with
They got-
Zonage, but
Dio is 3 heroes for Roche. I don't
That
know
was,
what this is planning.
Nice Harpy.
that's you can't contest this Roche if you're
Whatever.
dire.
They keep trying to like they're just forcing
Oh
these
my
fights
god,
without
they just
Ravage.
ran in. Oh,
They're making the
steal the
situation
kill?
a lot
They didn't steal the
worse.
kill.
They can't contest that Roche. Like that's.
Well, I
really
mean, this
all
is the
it comes
good
down
part
to.
about Roche, right? The good part about Roche sometimes, it like forces the enemy to try and like to maybe do something, and you can force out like bad team fights from them. Because they feel like, oh, I have to contest Roche, and then they just lose
Is
anyways.
under attack.
And he's going bots on Arc Warden. He needs.
When are
like,
you
say,
going?
decrypt-
When are you going BKB here on Arc? I don't know. Hero super
And
well.
you definitely go Mjolnir next, I think.
Mjolnir MKB BKB maybe, or Mjolnir Pike BKB, I think. So if you don't have
If this
Pike,
was, like,
you
the
can't
old-
actually hit things.
If this is the old era of Awkward, I'd consider stuff like Shadowblade, but I think Shadowblade's mostly dead.
I don't know. He needs the Mjolnir here just to even like try to protect these tier 2s. Because I was talking with
Well,
Frenzy,
yeah, I definitely get
and one of the
Mjolnir,
big
I'm
things
just saying
Frenzy
the
was
past.
telling, one of the big things he was telling me is that like, yeah, you might not be able to kill heroes at your tier 2, but if you can at least bubble and kill the creeps, then that push is useless. It's like, why is he farming? Like, why would he be farming all these lanes out here in these jungle camps? He needs to be like protecting here and here.
Under attack.
Well, part of the problem is he also just he didn't even push bottom very hard. It's like no one has to react to this lane right now.
I mean, now he's probably going, or now he's going to like push top even, but like you can, that's a tower. Like you can just,
Didn't
Have a
bubble in
Mjolnir
tower,
and-
no.
you can defend that with just a TP though. You don't need bots to defend a tower. Yeah, it's a lower cooldown, but
That was
my
actually really nice.
my fear here is that he's going to get Mjolnir, but he's gonna like lose a set of racks first, or at least like all the
Yeah.
outer towers.
Yeah, I mean, if he's definitely, he should be going to this bottom jungle, right? He's gonna do that, I think, right now. He should run over there, hit some creeps.
Yeah, the
push out
problem is this
wave.
lane already should have been at the tier 2 bottom, and this tower it's already like half because of what Death Rocket or not Death Rocket, what Nick
The
was
dead
doing
lane.
earlier.
Dire's top
So,
tower
like,
is
I mean, he's-
under attack.
This tower is either dead by now,
They're
or
fighting
someone has to
top.
come react
Looks
to
like
it,
they're dead.
instead of this happening.
Yeah, they
Please run, Tide.
There's-
No.
got
Oh.
caught behind the tier 2, which is a very rough choke point to play around. Like this tier 2
Well, it
top.
looks like the heck who just died somewhere. Oh, I don't know what that was.
Very cool 5-man Ravage though.
I
That's
think
such
the
a-
Ravage, he saved one Ranger. He basically traded his life for one Ranger, which depends where you value that.
It's just rough
Probably
fighting
bad.
into that choke point because they just the vision around it. And yeah, now they're at the tier 3, and Arcordon
I mean, the
still
problem is
doesn't have a
Aquaman just
Mjolnir.
doesn't offer anything here.
I mean, if he had a Mjolnir and level 15, like with the attack speed, he could defend this.
I think, well, at this
Like-
point he would just get dove. Like,
There wouldn't-
he has to be backed up by Ravage. He can't defend very well without
Well, I'm saying like the clone can defend it, like just get the creeps off the tower. I'm saying like
it. Better than nothing, sure. But at this point,
don't
I
have to
think
kill
it's
the
kind of
heroes.
too late.
like Jug has farm,
Oh,
but
fighting now.
Jug can't push like
Well-
through backdoor right now.
What you're describing
They want
was
to
what he
push-
tried to do to tier 2,
no.
and he just lost his clone instantly because Rook dove it. Right? That can
Yeah.
happen super easily. With or
I'm
without
saying,
the
like-
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I think you're right about the skill build or item build. I just don't think it would have necessarily mattered.
I'm saying not at the tier 2 probably, but I think definitely at the tier 3.
Yeah, maybe if he's there at the tier 3 Mjolnir, and they're not like they haven't already used Ravage.
That is something I do agree on. I think definitely, like, if you're defending tier 3, if it's gotten to that point, yeah, definitely Travels is not the play. Because you
I
won't.
mean, with how the game progresses, like, it's really hard at that point, because if you're not, like, winning the game, then it's really hard.
Rook is dead here. Is anyone else? Looks like they're all dead. 0 Point should die to win Ranger.
I mean, they're also doing a pretty
They got nothing
bad
now,
fight.
though.
They're doing a pretty bad fight on the Dire with choosing fights where the clone can be there.
It's a magnet. Oh.
Like, Yumi might just be dead now with his main hero, just because, like, he had to send something.
Why is he here? This is like game almost, basically.
I mean, they're just bad at playing around it, too. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
they've chosen to force like 3 fights now with Ravage on cooldown. It's like this is not the enemy team doing anything. This is like unforced
Yeah.
errors that are looking really bad.
because, like,
Oh, I
if
know.
you're this Undying, you're like, yeah, I'll drop Tombstone every time it's off cooldown, sure.
I know the game's not over yet, but regardless of the outcome, I have to say, said the Rook needed Nyx. I think he shows he's Magnus. It seems questionable compared to Magnus compared to Nyx, but he's still like completely delivers. He's
Well,
waiting.
I assumed it was gonna be 4. When he played it in the safe lane, I liked it a lot better. And then
yeah,
that
I'm
made-
just
that
saying.
made a
I think
big
he
difference.
played.
And he played really well, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think his RPs have been amazing. I think like laning stage, he definitely won the
I
laning
mean,
stage. He like
I think
forced out
a lot
the
of it's just
Jug.
giving 0 Point and power, and then like stacking for him to where Jug just gets a free game. So
It's part of the question you can have for the draft, right? Like
Has fallen.
Magnus, he empowers the Jug and Ember, which is like greatly helps them. But Doxia doesn't really help Awkward. They don't really have that much favor bonus.
and they got a couple kills. That he has the Mjolnir now, so
Radiant's bottom tower
But yeah, right, like Doxio and Awkward, like you can surge him to help escape, but that doesn't actually help you like win fights, in my opinion.
I mean,
I think that's just a big difference between the two teams.
I think also you have a Darkseer who is like Archon and a Magnus who is immortal. So
Yeah. I mean that's true, I guess. If you swap the players, maybe we see completely reversed.
he's going BKB now on the arc. I think Pike might be better, but I mean, if you get RP, the fight's over whether you have a BKB or not. So
Frenzy told me he thought MKB was really good on Arc. I feel like that could be the play instead of
mean-
BKB maybe.
if the game was like going in a good direction, MKB, but I just think Pike is definitely the item here.
I mean the problem is, I guess, the way I think of BKB is, can I kill someone during a BKB duration? And I'm not sure if the answer is yes right now.
Don't you just lose though the BKB though?
I mean, you have to be like,
What did you say, Tree?
Don't you just lose without the BKB here though? Like, can you even like, when you're already down a Rax? Like, maybe I guess maybe you go the Pike and just like hope the enemy team is stupid, and like
well,
throws.
you go the Pike so you can actually like hit without like to where they have to get farther to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
Pike
like
is- Pike
BKB
is-
isn't even
I think-
necessarily reliable here anyways with RP and Jug.
I definitely would be good.
Throne of invisibility.
This just feels
Yeah,
like
I'm just saying I don't.
It's one of those games where like you're in a position where it doesn't feel like it matters what item you buy. You're still in a rough place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But maybe
Shadow
you're,
Unless
maybe
Blade.
you're right. Though.
Night Stalker has a blink, it's like I know Magnus has a blink, but if you get RP'd, the fight's over anyway.
I mean, I think
so.
I think
This
it's
NS
definitely
has also
like
not been that
Night-
scary. Like I'm like overestimating what this NS is gonna do to him.
Like let's say you see NS like running at you as Arc Warden. If he slows you, the Jug's just gonna run up to you and kill you. So if you have a Pike, yeah, you can maybe like he slows you and then you
Well,
force step out.
you're further back in the fight to begin with the Pike.
You also further
Mhm.
back. That's a good point.
It gives you decent agi as well, to where you can.
Night silence.
Back when I was really spamming off, I would generally say like I either get Shadow Blade or Pike, because those are my two like positioning items basically. I tended to like Pike mostly though against like Clockworks and stuff.
I mean, it gives you
Or when I think Shadow
decent
Blade
attack
have effect.
speed, a little bit of armor, a little bit of damage, a little bit of tankiness because you still get strength.
Oh, he is going MKB. So I explain MKB on off. It's really good because your attack speed is through the roof normally, and
He also didn't
MKB
go the
obviously
attack speed talent
attack
though.
speed. I see that often actually. I think
That's
cooldown reduction.
50 attack speed though? That seems so insane to skip
So
Frenzy likes the attack speed more most games. It just depends on like whether you're in charge of the game or whether you have to play to the game's speed. If you're in charge of the game, I think
So,
attack
yeah.
speed is always better, just because you're the one in charge. But in a game like this, if he can get to later on, maybe, but it's just rough.
we talked about item choices being pretty big. I think in terms of this talent choice, I'd make the case I don't think it matters since both are just really good. Like I think you do have to do different playstyles, kind of, right? If you do the cooldown reduction, you should always be using your clone, always be pushing out lanes. You should like spam spells. But I think either of you could definitely make work. Like
I think
if someone
by the
told me you
point
have
he
to
got
choose
to level
one.
15, it was very apparent that he would have to defend, to where he couldn't like play this big
Yeah,
split
that's
push.
true. That's true. That's true.
I'd make the case that I think cooldown reduction is probably like higher skill ceiling, right? Because you can like use all of your skills more. You can use travels more. You can use Neuronor. You can use your 4 skills in your main hero to use. Like attack speed's more so like I go and hit heroes, which isn't bad particularly. If that makes sense.
I mean, you also have to look at it like you don't want to overcomplicate your game either.
Yeah.
To some extent, I don't mind
I don't
this.
think either choice is. I definitely think both these choices are like really good talents. is
I'm
what I
sure
will say.
there's some argument here for going attack speed and then just rushing this MKB and hoping the enemy team like forgets you exist and you just
Yeah.
wipe their entire team.
I-
Because they throw
I mean, obviously, like,
all
the
their
damage
spells at your
build-
team instead of you.
The pure damage
Maybe
build
it
is like
works.
attack speed, attack twice steal, most
It's like-
cooldown, spark wraith. I think the spark wraith build is pretty good for defense, though. I will say, if you go cooldown reduction and then go the spark wraith talents.
Why did he bubble the clone?
He should have MKB. He's flying out the courier now. He's gonna get it. Let's see if Radiant. I don't know if Radiant knows that. Bubble. Oh, they're going in on
God.
Jug.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, Omni use? People
Oh,
dying?
thank God, it went into the tide instead of our.
Big back wall
Oh,
into
nice
the rabbit.
wall.
They
Nice
win this. They win this fight, I think.
He still doesn't have the MKB on arc.
No. They still got the RP.
He almost has it.
MKB and on
Not in
Awkward.
time.
Awkward is also dead.
Yeah, if they'd have been able to stop Rook from getting the RP somehow, but then they couldn't get it.
I think also Jug having Aegis, like, if he had Aegis, if he didn't have Aegis, maybe they win the fight, but having Aegis, they were kind of in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, also the thing is, they kind of spent most of the damage on Jug, and then it seems like the Ember Spear just cleaned up, basically, because he does have tons of farm on Ember.
I mean, they could maybe kill this. Oh, they got the jug.
He's dead?
They got the level 3 focus fire. I mean, they're still
Oh,
holding.
they found
Oh.
they found the
Nice.
Night Stalker too. Plays. Those kills shouldn't have happened probably, but the 3,000 gold swing from those 2 kills alone, very powerful.
Arc
Wind
didn't
Ranger
get
got
any of it, though.
1,500 gold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice for Wind.
Wind
She has a
Ranger, I think-
BKB and buyback now, but
Should also get travels. I think most Wind Ranger players basically go MKB travels,
I mean,
BKB
yeah, their
ads.
travels
like,
is
stuff like
nice,
that.
but like she also like can't go out of her base half the time.
Oh yeah. I'm saying I think now she should get it right after the
Well,
BKB.
they have never played on the map in such a way to actually stop the enemy team from ever getting into their base. They're not picking anyone. They're not cutting waves from behind the team. They're not like doing anything with
Ooh.
where
Frenzy-
they're
I think
like
she'd
you
have
can't
to
take
cut
fight
waves
all they
to
can do
be
is
worth
route like
it.
this. They're just not playing that way at all.
Frenzy's
Otherwise,
going
I
Shadow. Not Frenzy. I'm saying Frenzy now.
Frenzy.
Yumi's going Shadow Blade.
I mean, I think Wind Ranger should either get Ags or like maybe a damage item. Just I think Shivas could be good maybe too, just to try to stop.
I don't mind Ags for sure.
I don't think bots is the play though. Like Arc's gonna be split pushing anyways. Like you're never
So,
gonna
I
go
split
anywhere
pushing-
with
The
Wind
split
Ranger.
pushing doesn't actually matter if you never do it in such a way that actually forces the enemy team to react to you. All you're
Yeah.
doing
The
is
main
having a
points
way
I'm
to
gonna
push out a wave when they're corralling you in your base. It's not good enough.
The main point for Wind Ranger travels is you get the Ags normally, and you just go so fast with Wind Run plus Ags plus travels. Like,
I mean, you can get the travels eventually, but
I'm not saying I'm an expert Wind player. I'm just saying, like, I see like
Just
Blue
saying, like,
Squash and stuff.
can't
he plays
go
Wind
anywhere
Ranger
with
a
the
ton,
travels
and
right
he-
now.
Yeah, I'm just scared.
Blue
I'm just
Squash,
saying
like,
that like that
always
requires a
goes.
certain skill that these players don't have. That they don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
They don't
I
know how to
agree,
play
I
the
agree. I'm
map
just-
in a game like this to drag it out the way they need to.
I agree. I mean, that's just the normal build I see. I don't know if
Sure,
it's
sure.
a problem for this
Yeah.
game. I was checking Blue Squash because I was surprised, and he literally goes MKB travels like every game. MKB travels Ags, which seems insanely greedy, and I don't know how it actually works. Do you play Night Stalker, JD?
A little bit.
Do you think this is a blink game on him?
It can help a bit. Like if you really just need to
going
get some
back
backlines,
Has
but
fallen.
I
did
hate,
that
I don't know
hate
why
Night
he's like
a tier
Stalkers
3?
who think they're right clickers. Oh my god.
Did that catapult
He's
just
going,
take a
I
tier
don't know why
3,
he's going Astro, but
5 heroes up?
I mean, don't you? Isn't the build normally you go like blink nullifier? You just kill
mean,
people.
I had a
Nice.
mom basher NS in one of my solo queue games earlier this week.
Yeah,
The blink is good if you can get on top of Tide Hunter, but
that my
I mean,
game?
they're
What, did we both have a mom, a mom basher NS?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I mean they probably just put like Jug Aegis and then like have RP behind him and like Tombstone behind him, so might not need the Blink Night
Write
Stalker.
that down. Write that down. Straps to play of Treebeard. Mom NS. Pause for Doxio. What else?
Come on, dude. Enough people grief my pubs. Don't add to it.
Write this down. I can put this.
They have the Ags Rush on the Snapfire. I don't know if something like Glimmer Force might be better in this game, but
Yeah, I hate people who do this.
I mean, if they could throw in the Tide Hunter. Throw in
Radiant's top
What?
tower
the Doxio. Oh, he's in.
are under attack.
I don't know what that did, but what's going on?
I feel like that just made a much clearer
Healthy.
path to the Arc Warden, because suddenly half of their team was just like out in front with no. Like,
Arcord just
way
got
to
daily
Oh,
crit down by Ember Spirit.
He died, Tree, so I don't know if it helps.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is I think it was like their entire
Oh,
wall that
I-
has been in front of the Arc Warden just got yeeted into the middle of the fight instead of being like a wall.
I don't know, definitely not the kind of fight you want to take on an Arc Warden.
Oh, they sent an illusion. Oh, they go in Crucial. Crucial should be dead. Yep.
I mean, they didn't lose any buildings, they had to buy back, but
Yeah, they're just all losing buildings, but that was a buyback to awkward, so next time that's not gonna happen. They
Seems
just
like
go,
right
oh, they're
now.
going back in. What a skew.
Big damage.
That's
Well, Captain Multi.
probably GG from there.
Dire's middle barracks.
At least Megas. They saw Arc Warden buy back, so.
Oh, you could. They don't. Do they vision? Magnus still alive. Paul Ghost Scepter.
Ooh, that is crits.
Run, run. Dead anyway. The bash. Treebeard. Bash down the kill. GG from the bash.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Shout out to
I just-
Crystal for hanging on to this casual ring of protection the entire fucking game.
I just don't feel like Dire ever played around the Arc Warden at all, really.
They didn't play the map
Like-
at all, and then they just willingly decided to take fights without Ravage. It's kind
Well,
of
they
not
also
a lot else.
leave
to
us
say
Without
about
Ravage
that.
and without Arc.
I
Like,
know.
a lot of their gold at that point. Well, it's also like the Darkseer TP's top to try to help them in lane and just hurt the Arc's lane even more. Like, if you're the Arc player, you have to be saying, no, get out of my lane.
I think the idea though normally is right. You lose 2 lanes. You're like, hey, we can't be losing 2. We gotta show up 1 lane, and so you send a support there to try lane. But I guess in this case you can't do that since it doesn't help. But I don't know what you're supposed to do then.
What you do is you run your support or whoever at the enemy heroes, and then you like somehow have Arc Warden get solo XP. I don't know if you rotate the wind top and put the Arc mid, which they tried to do, but it was like 9 minutes in and Arc was level 5. But
One thing I'll say is the mid lane was very static, and I think that favors Radiant because I think Pizza Jr. was pretty good. I mean, let's just say he's pretty good. I think he could have at least rotated and like helped his Arc Warden out. Both of his 2 side lanes failed, and if they like looking for game 2 tactics, I think they should definitely like try and he needs to be active and fix one of his side lanes. You can't just let both side lanes fail and just watch.
I mean, I think top was okay before the Darkseer rotation, honestly.
Well,
Like, yeah,
look at
Arc
the
Warden
gold.
wasn't getting a ton of gold, but he had 3 kills at the time.
3 kills really don't matter early on.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah,
when
but I'm
you're
saying,
getting
like,
no
at least-
XP.
It at least stems the bleeding, and yeah, he didn't have a ton of XP because of Snapfire, but when your reply is for him to have even less XP, then
If you check the graph, Night Stalker was 1,000 gold up, 8 minutes about.
Well, that was after they turned kills. Like, laning stage was basically over at that point.
Yeah.
Like 8 minutes. It's probably a bad example. But in general, like, I think the problem was that timing where they're picking their carry, you know, that they're just picking it into 2 open heroes. As soon as the enemy team picks
guess.
Ember, now he's laning against Ennis is fine, but post 5 minutes you have to have a plan to move him somewhere else. Where are you putting him? You can't put him against Ember. Ember's like 3 levels on him, and was just going to dive him mid. I mean, sure, like that one time, Spitus screwed up, and then Pizza came back and cleaned up, which was nice. But in general, like, he didn't have a place to play on the map.
What do you want Dire to change draft-wise? Do you think they like ban the Night Stalker?
If you have
Do you think
8th
they
pick in the
ban
draft,
Magnus?
pick your carry there, and then ban 3 heroes that ruin your game plan. Don't wait until
When did they pick it?
they picked
picked
it
him
when
7.
whatever that pick is, I forgot. But
Arc was 7.
It was their 4th pick, and then the enemy team had 2 picks to react to it.
Oh, you're saying they could have picked it right at. It's because they've second.
Well,
pick,
I don't know if you pick Arc
Warden
Warden there. I'm just saying you don't pick your carry in a situation like that where he's already not looking super great in the game. Like, I'm not excited seeing Juggernaut or NS as Arc.
And NS Arc is very bad because he can find you anything they can on top of.
If your plan was to lane against it early, that's fine because NS isn't going to do anything to you. But you have to have a plan after that point, and they didn't clearly.
I mean, that's just... It's weird because, like, if you see, like, Crucial's stat line or, like, oh, he was sitting on half of an Ags for 8 minutes, but, I mean, Crucial does what's necessary a lot of the time, and that's why, even though he doesn't have a ton of gold, like, he'll still run for you.
But he honestly didn't do that much in that kind of window there. You know, Rook was helping Pizza farm a bit, or not Pizza, fucking Zero Point farm a little bit. Pizza was kind of the only person like actually doing something on the map really actively, and he was doing a pretty decent
It
job.
looks like Crucial's taking second pick, I think. So we should see Stronk could first pick Night Stalker, or maybe they just ban it.
I don't think
Crucial
Night
just,
Stalker
like-
was a problem that game. Like I wouldn't be worried about that.
Crucial had as many
You have
ki-
other-
as many deaths as there are